Welcome to Sofa. So you guys, I'm about to turn 24 years old and I feel like I'm getting old. Honestly, I know that sounds so ridiculous to say, but I genuinely, truly do feel that way. So let me tell you, I remember a few years ago, I was about 18, 19 years old, and this was when I moved out of my parents' apartment. Okay, so I was like Miss Independent over here. I had this realization with my friends. I was talking to them and I was like, you know what? It was just so much easier when we were in high school. And they were like, what do you mean? And I said, well, because in high school, everything is controlled. And what I really meant by that is that I was forced to do things, quote unquote, right? I was forced to wake up early in the morning. I was forced to go to first period, second period, third period. I was forced to go to lunch. I was forced to do study hall. I was forced to study for tests. I was forced to go to gym. I was forced to exercise. I was forced to do homework, and I was forced to do this for years. And it is so much easier to do things when you are required to do them, quote unquote, when someone's watching you, when you have to get to class on time. It's similar to having a job, right? I feel like it's a lot easier to get a job and clock in, clock out, because otherwise you'll get fired if you don't show up on time. But for example, if you're just starting a business, or just trying to do things for yourself, no one's standing above you telling you you need to do XYZ today. No one's forcing you to wake up at any certain time. And this is the realization that I had after high school, is that I couldn't get myself to do things because I was just so used to other people telling me what to do. In a way, when you're told what to do, it's so much easier to navigate. When I moved out, I mean, it didn't feel that way no more. Now it's just like, I can do whatever I want. I can create whatever type of life I want. And this put a lot of pressure on me. And so I'm making this video today to tell you guys that if you want to change your life, the only person that can do it is you. There's no one else. No one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna come up to you with a silver, golden platter, whatever you like, right? No one's gonna come up to you and hand you your dream life. No one is going to hand you $1 million unless you get inheritance or something. But generally speaking, for everybody, you're not going to have anyone come up to you and hand you the life that you want. You have to work for it. I did this for years where I would sit in my room and everything would be in my head. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in one of my previous videos because this was such a big part of my life for years, where I just sat there and I would imagine my dream life. I would imagine me doing everything that I want to do, me achieving everything I want to achieve, having all the money that I ever wanted to have. I would keep it all in here and I would never ever take action on anything. So it's like if you take the example of wanting to be like a singer or a rapper or a musician, but you don't actually practice any of those things, you don't actually take singing lessons or guitar lessons or rap lessons, you know, whatever it is, you're just keeping it all in here. So one of the biggest realizations I had is that I had to take practical steps every single day to get to where I want to get to. And this goes for any area of life. This could go for work, business, your love life, your home life, your hobbies, your lifestyle, anything. But you have to take small practical steps every single day to get to where you want to get to. I'm a huge believer in manifestation, you guys. I really am. I am all for imagining, doing what you want to do, really feeling the feeling of having what you want. But if you go home and you fuck around and you party and you drink and you smoke and you do nothing all day to achieve your goal, nothing is ever going to happen for you. And the first time I really learned about this was when I read the book called You're Not That Great by Elan Gale. Now that's kind of a controversial self-help book because it's not really a self-help book. Literally that book talks about how none of us are special. And one of the chapters in the book, I believe, it talked about how this guy wanted to become a DJ, okay? And he told everybody he's gonna be the best DJ ever, he's gonna be popular and he's gonna do all this shit. And then he never actually did anything because he never worked on anything. He didn't take any practical steps to actually get to where he wants to get to. He just kept it all in his head and he just told everybody about it. And I applied that to my life because I really spent years doing that. I spent years keeping everything in my head and not doing anything in real life to achieve my goal. You guys, nobody's gonna come to save you. You're the only one that has to do this. You have to take it step by step, small goals, baby steps, right? Because even if you have like a really big dream or a really big goal, you're not gonna get there unless you take the steps necessary to get there. And they're going to be small steps. They're going to feel like they're kind of useless. Like, for example, you want to be the greatest singer, right? Let's go back to that example. That's like a really big goal, right? You want to make music videos. You want to be popular. You want to be Ariana Grande. You want to be Tay Swift. You want to be that. Okay, but you have to take practical steps to get there. You have to take voice lessons, right? A lot of us have to take voice lessons. I'm not going to lie to you. The journey to get to wherever you want to get to is pretty fucking painful, and it's actually pretty fucking mundane if you think about it, because in order to be a great singer, for example, you just have to stand there with a fucking piano and be like, like, it's mundane. Most of the time, it's not going to be like this exciting, oh my god. You have to put in the work. You have to do the boring stuff. You have to do the mundane stuff in order to get to the great stuff, in order for you to get to where you want to get to. Really believing and feeling that you can do something is really important as well, right? If you have a dream, this is super important, because if you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough or blah, 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 whatever type of reason you give yourself, your subconscious is literally going to show you proof of that in your everyday life. I think it's like humans run 95% subconsciously. So most of your life is subconscious. You're not even making conscious decisions. Like, you're doing things on autopilot. Your thoughts are on autopilot. That's why it's so important to pick and choose which thoughts are going to be helpful to you. Because like I said, whatever's ingrained in your subconscious is what's going to show out in the real world. You're going to get living proof in your everyday life to confirm your subconscious belief. So change your belief system if that's something that you need to do. Because I remember when I was in a really dark state, thinking that I'm worthless and I'm not good enough, and nothing ever worked out for me, because I was in that low, dark state of thinking that I'm worthless and not good enough to do anything or get anything that I want. As soon as I started to shift my mindset, I also became more motivated to do things in my everyday life. So believe in yourself, because again, this is just one of those things where nobody's gonna believe in you for you. You have to believe in yourself. Last thing I want to say in this video is to be careful who you surround yourself with, because if you surround yourself with people who are non-supportive, who are lazy, who are cheap, who are whatever, you're gonna end up being like that. They're gonna really drag you down, bring you down. I've had multiple people in my life personally where I had to get rid of them from my life, not because they're a bad person, but because I don't want to become like them. It's really true when they say that you become like the people that you are around all the time. So really be careful about who you spend all your time with, who you give your energy to, who you're talking to. This really matters, and it really affects your entire life, you guys. This can affect your entire perception of things. That's why, for example, they say if you're in a happy, loving relationship, you don't want to necessarily hang out with someone who's getting divorced, because I mean, their mindset is in a completely different headspace. And I've had people around me who were going through things in their relationship, and they were projecting whatever they were going through in their relationship onto my relationship, and it's straight up projection. They probably don't even realize that they're doing it, but that's just their mindset. So apply this to all areas of your life, right? Not just relationships, but every single area of your life. If you're friends with people who are like, oh, that's not realistic, oh, you're dreaming too big, probably not the people that you want to be around, right? They're boring and they don't shoot for the moon and stars, but you do. But yeah, you guys, thanks so much for coming to my video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.